It is the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. We're here every single day from 5 to 6 talking about the local issues that matter to you most and taking your phone calls at 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. Your emails at randykabc@gmail.com. Give me a follow on social media at Randy Wang Radio and search for the KABC News Blitz wherever you get your podcasts. Today, you will be seeing a lot of headlines. Los Angeles County, Los Angeles City, and the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority, LAHSA, celebrate year after year of reductions in the homeless population. That's right. The LAHSA count is finally here, 7 months after they did it. And they say homelessness went down negligibly in Los Angeles County over the last year. Not as much as it went by the year before, but they say 2 years going down is a good trend. Now, here is my own personal barometer for how the city and the county are doing when it comes to ending the intractable problem of homelessness inside this Los Angeles County area. I moved to my neighborhood in the West San Fernando Valley in 2018, and I live near Encino in a little place called Lake Balboa that used to be called Van Nuys. But then they built a lake at the park where all the ducks are, and so now they can call it a lake. And every single day as I drive home from 790 KABC in Culver City, I'm on the 405 freeway, and I have to decide which part of the Sepulveda Basin do I get off at. Do I get off at the 405 in Burbank? Do I get off at the 101 in Balboa? Well, today was one of those days where I got off at the 405 in Burbank, and I noticed as I was getting closer towards the 405, I saw a massive plume of smoke billowing towards the sky. Where did I see it? Oh, the Sepulveda Basin, where, let's just see, I moved to this neighborhood in 2018. In 2018, the Sepulveda Basin was set on fire because of a homeless encampment. In 2019, the Sepulveda Basin was set on fire because of a homeless encampment. 2020, Sepulveda Basin set on fire because of a homeless encampment. 2021, 2022, 2023, and I think this is the third time in 2024. Don't forget, the Sepulveda Basin also was set aflame the same day that the Palisades and Eaton fire started. They knocked it out quickly, but this area is on fire constantly. Earlier this year, I was listening to Karen Bass talk about how great the Olympics are going to be in the Sepulveda Basin as I drove by Woodley and Burbank and saw the Sepulveda Basin on fire because of a homeless encampment. And today, I was listening to Karen Bass and Dr. Felicia Adams Kellum celebrate their big win on homelessness as the Sepulveda Basin was on fire because of a homeless encampment. So on my specific barometer for has the city and the county done a damn thing about this, didn't show any real change, my simple barometer would be, is the Sepulveda Basin on fire or not? Because if they got rid of all the homeless people that were living in the Sepulveda Basin, it would not catch on fire. But it does, several times a year, in the same place where they think the Olympics are coming for Olympic 3-on-3 basketball and BMX and skateboarding. Good luck with that. As we listen to this congratulatory press conference from Karen Bass and Felicia Adams Kellum, Dr. Felicia Adams Kellum, I implore you to give me a call. As you live in Los Angeles City, Los Angeles County, you work in Los Angeles City, Los Angeles County, you drive through Los Angeles City, Los Angeles County. Karen Bass says the homelessness situation has improved 2 years in a row. They say the numbers are down. Do you believe them? 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. Do you believe homelessness is down in Los Angeles? 800-222-KABC. Let's get to the press conference held earlier today.
Amazing difference and the numbers that she's going to provide to you today. And like to thank.
Oh, by the way, that's Wendy Gruhl, who almost became mayor. She is on the LAHSA commission too.
And like to thank her for her dedication and leadership as our LAHSA CEO, Dr. Adams-Kellum.
Dr. Valicia Adams-Kellum, the same one that is resigning because of all the corruption, including the $800,000 whistleblower lawsuit that accused her of all kinds of inappropriate behavior. The very least scandalous was her fudging the numbers so Inside Safe looked like it was doing better than it was. There was also that whole lap dance thing in D.C.
Thank you, Chair Gruhl. We appreciate your long-standing leadership in this space.
And by the way, even though she's soon to be the ex-head of LAHSA, right now, Valicia Adams-Kellum is making $430,000 a year and has squandered away $2 billion of homeless money where they don't know where it went.
Now for the moment we are all here for, the 2025 results. I'm proud to announce that thanks to coordinated efforts of LAHSA, our partners at the city and county, and service providers working on the ground every day, homelessness in Los Angeles County declined by an estimated 4.0% during the time of the homeless count.
4%? That's a rounding error, considering how inaccurate this count is to begin with. Also, just based on attrition, and if you're wondering what the attrition is in the homeless population, it's the portion of the population that dies of an overdose, which is 7 a day times 365 days a year. You're going to lose 2,500 people a year just on ODs. So, okay, you're doing great. Don't forget, Karen Bass's Inside Safe program is $800 million. That is part of the reason the city is broke.
To an estimated 72,308 people. The city of Los Angeles experienced a decrease as well, down 3.4%.
We're celebrating 3%. Once again, that's a rounding error.
To an estimated 43,699 people. This figure...
Okay, again, just to do the math here, 2 years ago, they said it was 48,000. Now they say it's 43,000. That's a loss of 5,000 people, which, if you multiply the number of homeless overdose deaths per year, is exactly that number, 5,000 over the last 2 years. I don't know if they solved the damn thing.
This figure for LA County includes results from all 4 continuums of care within LA County. With 2 consecutive years of reduction, reducing homelessness is now a trend in LA City and the county.
A slight trend, which even Lindsay Horvath admits, at this rate, we'll solve homelessness in about 200 years. Like, wasn't the whole plan to get this city all pretty and clean and get all the people off the streets by 2028, which is less than 3 years away? How exactly are you going to do that at 3% reductions at a time? For all of the money that we are spending, all of the tax increases that we keep giving the city and the county, whether it's ULA or Measure A or all this other nonsense, the state money, the federal money, and we're celebrating 3%. The homeless numbers are out today. Karen Bass and Valicia Adams-Kellum say homelessness is down 2 years in a row. This year, it's down by 3 to 4%. Do you believe homelessness going down is a trend in Los Angeles? 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. How would you rate the effectiveness of your tax dollars with the city of LA, the county of LA, and LAHSA? Let's start with Patrick in Huntington Beach. Patrick, hello.
Hey, Randy, how you doing today?
Doing great.
So lying about the homeless numbers is now a trend, huh? That's pretty good. So
Well, they have to find a
they count
number that's
up,
believable.
Well, they count up to 20 and take off 2, or they get the final tally and they go, how much do we need to take off to make 3%? That's almost believable. That's ridiculous. They've got so many things against them with their mismanagement, with the $1 billion debt. There's just no way in any universe they can come out and say homeless is up 5%. What do you think? They have to lie. They have no choice. This one thing we can't prove, so they have to lie. Everything else, they blow it. They blow it.
They really do. And when I stop seeing fires in the park near my neighborhood, I'll know that the number went down for real. But until then, I have no proof that they're actually doing anything besides putting people in expensive motels at night, and during the day they go set fires.
I hope they get a job.
No one ever talks about that. Thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. No, it's all about putting these people in permanent supportive housing, keeping them wards of the state forever, because then we get more funding for all these homeless programs. 800-222-KABC is the phone number, 1-800-222-5222. Let's go to Alicia in Glendale. Alicia, hello.
Hello. So, hi, Randy. You, me, and Dennis Zion are all on the same page. So I participated in the count. It's done at night. You were to estimate how many people are in a tent. So now you're talking about estimations, number one. Number two, there's a lot of, you don't lift up covers. You go down alleys, you go down just some really horrid places, and you don't knock on, you just do an estimate is what they say. Give it your best guesstimate. Number two, don't count the people that are in motorhomes because they're not homeless, even though it's dilapidated, caught on fire, and there's crap everywhere. We need to bring the institution back. We've talked about that before. There can be no more choice. If you're on the street rioting and, blocking traffic, that's not allowed. If you're on the street pooping in a dilapidated vehicle, that's not allowed. So there needs to be a complete sweep, and people need to wake up. Just as a gentleman said before, they're making up the number. They're complete liars. It hasn't gone down. You, me, we know it's up because we're here.
Well, I'm so glad that you are telling us what exactly goes on down there, because I'm sure the average person hears homeless count and they think that we're taking a census. But for the safety of the volunteers like yourself, you're not allowed to interact with these people. You just have to kind of point at all the tents and guess.
Correct. That is 100%. And then think about the people who aren't in a tent, who are in the park. So you're driving by and going, I see 10. How do you know? Some people I was with doing it in a partnership, they would say, we already counted him or her. Other people were taking pictures so they could kind of see, because some people want to be really accurate as you can be. But God's honest truth, how can you be? Because you're not going in the bathrooms. You're not going here. There were people laying under blankets. I'm not lifting the blanket up. Yeah.
Oh, completely. And not only that, we've talked to Sue Pascoe, who does Circling the News over in Pacific Palisades, and she found out that LAHSA this year wasn't even counting people at the beaches.
I had heard that as well. As well as some parks. So what gives there? And again, how do you not count people that are in these trailers and motorhomes? And that's a story I'd love to see you dive into, because there's people who are renting out these dilapidated things to the drug addicts. So it's this whole thing that they let them from downtown Boyle Heights by USC Medical Center to every street you want to drive up and down, you can find one.
Oh, they're all over the place. You're talking about the van lords, and the fact that they're not counting that, and the homeless that are living in RVs, that they're paying $500 a month from a Social Security check. That's unacceptable. There's a few members of the city council that want to do something about that, Tracy Park notably, but the fact that they're not counting that means these numbers are completely inaccurate, because all you have to do is drive around any major thoroughfare anywhere in Los Angeles, like, I don't know, Van Owen and Kester, Van Owen and Haskell. You'll see these things all over the place. And if we don't count that as part of the homeless number, then this number is BS.
And what you just mentioned, that area, for instance, how are you letting vehicles that literally have caught fire and burned and can't be moved, and they've got holes in them, and then there's a pile of trash. How are they getting away with
It's
should
mind-boggling that there's no solution for this. There is a solution for this because other cities don't tolerate this crap. You do not see this in Orange County. Thank you so much for the call, Alicia. Really appreciate you letting us know what it's like on the count.
Thank you.
800-222-KABC is the phone number, 1-800-222-5222. The new homeless numbers are out. Karen Bass and Felicia Adams-Kellum. Dr. Felicia Adams-Kellum say homelessness went down again 2 years in a row, this time by 3%. Do you believe them? 800-222-KABC. Let's go to Richard in L.A. Richard, hello.
Hey, great show, Randy. I look at the mayor, it's a new mayor, but I mean, she should be shocked and ashamed of herself to look down at Skid Row and see all that homelessness and black people. That is a solution that far as her program should have been directed to clean up, because that's part of the city that wasn't here. I'm born in this city. There wasn't no homeless downtown like that, blue tents, and it's horrific. And she's talking about, look, we cleaned up the homeless. That don't make sense. I can look on Sepulveda and see homelessness appear every year. I don't see what the change is, except billions of dollars that she could have gave everybody $1 million, and probably everybody that just didn't have a house, right?
That's the funniest thing about this. If you really do the math of the money that we have wasted, you could cut every person that we count as homeless a massive check for $100,000, maybe $200,000, and send them on their way. Go have them buy their own housing, rent their own housing. But this money gets squandered away. We literally don't track where it goes. And when you look at how much we spend just per motel room for Inside Safe, Karen Bass's signature program, it is an absolute failure.
It's a shame. It's really just kicking the can down the road. They have no sympathy for even. I mean, look how she's fighting for illegal immigrants in the country. I mean, and you got black minorities that's born here that don't even have a chance to have a job. If you look, as far as the black race, is still the highest in unemployment. Has she addressed that? No. So it's kind of you can't blame the president for what they're doing. You can't blame him.
No, this is a problem that Los Angeles and California have exclusively caused ourselves with our policies. And it once again, I think the people are not buying what they are selling. Thank you so much for the call, Richard. Appreciate it. 800-222-KABC is the phone number, 1-800-222-5222. Karen Bass and Dr. Felicia Adams-Kellum say homelessness went down last year in Los Angeles by 3%. Do you believe them? 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. If you're on hold, stay on hold. More of your calls coming up next. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on KABC. We're taking your phone calls at 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. LA Mayor Karen Bass and the head of LAHSA, Felicia Adams-Kellum. Dr. Felicia Adams-Kellum say for the second year in a row, homelessness went down in Los Angeles. This year by 3%. Do you believe that homelessness went down in Los Angeles? Do you believe the numbers they're selling? 800-222-KABC. Let's go to Ellie in Westlake Village. Ellie, hello.
Hi. Oh, gosh, I agree with you. I don't believe anything that comes out of Karen Bass's mouth. I don't think she does either. But I'll have to tell you, I do know some people that are so warped that they convince themselves of what they want to believe. She cares about the money that goes to these homeless people, as you said, that goes to these hotels. Who knows where it's being filtered through because, but I will tell you that, no, I don't believe it's going down. I don't think it's going down. I believe my own eyes. When I just came through Los Angeles and now I'm back in the TO area, and there's so many homeless all over the place. I have a sister who owns a store on Sepulveda by Olympic. And in the back of the store is, where all the deliveries and such are made. There's a center partition of concrete. On each side of that concrete are rival homeless gangs, drug addicts that fight each other. They have to call the police clear it out, then they come back. No, so she can't go back in the behind the store in the loading dock. Only the big guys can. And they come in the front of the store too. In the morning, they'll be there homeless. And if you try to get rid of them, they'll come out and, take off their clothes and start playing with themselves. Sorry.
And this is the kind of stuff that we see all over the city. And Karen Bass likes to declare victory.
Yeah, it's disgusting. And you know what it is frustrating too? Is that I've worked with people who were drug addicts who've gotten sober, and I've worked with people who were wealthy and gotten sick and lost everything. But Karen Bass doesn't care. Nobody in Los Angeles in these groups that are getting the money actually care to try to go, how can we, okay, here's the problem. Let's make a plan A, a plan B, plan C, and see which will help the most people. The people that will actually are willing to take the steps to change. None of that. It's no logic, no common sense, no real caring. It's just, playing with money so that they get more of it. And what they've done to the Palisades and the Eaton fire, those people who've lost everything, most people aren't going to be able to rebuild because of the shenanigans and all the games that are being played with the money. And then we don't have enough money in Los Angeles to make it through the year, and then she wants to give it to all the illegal immigrants? This makes no sense.
Yeah, somehow we had money for that.
Logic. Yeah. It makes me furious. It's disgusting. I want to leave California, but I don't.
Well, I'm with you on that. I'm Zillowing all the time how to get out, and someday I might just hit click.
Well, I did move out of California for a while, and it was time to come back. But I'm not saying I'm going to stay here forever, but I keep moving further and further from Los Angeles because I just don't want it anymore. It's just terrible. So anyway,
Westlake Village is a beautiful community. So you picked right.
I'm not living there. I'm just there right. I've lived there. There are all kinds of issues that city council did that were completely illegal. I was able to get a large petition and attorneys who volunteered, but they were taking the money too. And Thousand Oaks was this beautiful small town, safe town. When the borderline had the shooting several years ago, the town came together. But now the city council made a nice money deal with Malibu to be a sister city, and they're completely ruining it, regardless of what the people who live here want. They don't care.
They really don't
care. No.
Thanks so much for the call, Ellie. Appreciate it. 800-222-KABC is the phone number. 1-800-222-5222. Karen Bass and
Dr.
Felicia Adams-Kellum say homelessness went down in Los Angeles by 3%. Do you believe them? 800-222-KABC. 1-800-222-5222. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. It is the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. We're here every single day from 5 to 6 talking about the local issues that matter to you most and taking your phone calls at 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. Your emails as well at randykabc@gmail.com. Search for the KABC News Blitz wherever you get your podcasts and give me a follow on social media at Randy Wang Radio. We're taking your phone calls right now at 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. Karen Bass and the head of LAHSA,
Dr.
Felicia Adams-Kellum, say homelessness went down last year, the second year in a row. Are you buying that? 800-222-KABC. Let's start with Sandy in Glendora. Sandy, hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Are we there? Okay.
You're here.
So I live, so we have
emails as well at randykabc@gmail.com.
Oh, you've got to turn the radio down, Sandy.
Podcast, give me a follow on social media.
Sandy.
Where I live, we have lots of walking and stuff, and there's homeless people all along the walking trail. Do they even go?
I don't think they do. I think they look in certain alleys and they look in certain streets, but I don't think they're looking in the bike paths. I don't think they're looking in the Sepulveda Basin, they're not looking in a whole bunch of places. They're looking where it's most obvious, and they're looking at night where it's not exactly easy to find. It's an inaccurate number to begin with. I think if the number was really down, if these programs were successful, we would feel it, especially in the places where it's most visible, like downtown LA.
Yeah. But also, too, can you name me any other job where if you have a 3% success rate, they think that's great? So I'm a teacher. Can you imagine me saying at the end of the year, 3% of my kids can read? You know,
oh, and then you ask for a raise after that.
3% is a wonderful thing, you know?
It's the beauty of low expectations. Thank you so much for the call, Sandy. Appreciate it. If we need to do a 3% reduction every year, it will take, 3 decades of this policy that the city cannot afford to finally solve this problem? Yeah, I don't think that's how this is going to work. I think we might need a different strategy. Let's go to Ed in Woodland Hills. Ed, hello.
Hey, Randy, great job. I love the show. I was looking at some lots for sale over the weekend in Malibu, the area above the Getty Museum up there. That area really got devastated with the fires. There's literally hundreds of homes up there just wiped out. But anyway, I was looking at some lots for sale, anywhere from $1.5 million to $2 million, some of them. And, I'm a builder. And I was thinking, some of these lots are absolutely beautiful, beautiful views of the ocean and the PCH and just gorgeous coastline. And I thought to myself, maybe I'm crazy. Why would I go up here and spend all this money on the land, build a house, and then just have Karen Bass and her doctors and her other idiots that are with her make rules that allow the homeless to live there? And even on the way out there, I noticed there's some weird characters in vans living there. So I think there needs to be some kind of plan in place to protect these fire areas like the Palisades and Malibu. I can just see the homeless moving up there, and it's going to destroy any kind of comeback.
It's wild. Adam Carolla is probably the first one to point this out, and I used to work for him a million years ago. But, he lost his home in the Malibu fires, and he pointed out that as the residents start to figure out how to rebuild, who moves in immediately? All the homeless that are in RVs on PCH.
This is what's going to happen, and it's going to discourage people who want to go in there and rebuild their home, or builders going in there to build homes that can be built for sale. It's just going to. If someone goes in there and invests a couple of $1 million, there's no protection. These people are making rules now that just it just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense for me to go in there as a builder and build anything. It's just there's, Karen Bass and these people are, whether it's landlord rules that favor people not paying rent, it just, I would love to go over there and build a house, but there's no way I can. Not with the people that are in office right now. There's just no way.
To that point,
anyway, that's what I got.
And to that point, Ed, let's say that you are building a house on one of those properties and it's halfway done. What do you do if overnight a squatter gets in there and now they've either destroyed the work site or they've made it their home and California law won't let you kick them out?
Yeah, I become homeless. I become homeless. I lose everything I have. It's just, there's no... The risk doesn't make any sense anymore, not with the current government. The risk is just not there. If anyone with some money and who really wants to stay in California, really wants to do something positive, it doesn't make any sense. You're going to put everything on the line, and the people in charge are just, they're rooting against you. It's just crazy. It's just crazy, Anyway, that's all I got, man. But you do a great show.
Well,
love it.
I appreciate it, Ed. Thanks. Call us anytime, buddy. 800-222-KABC is the phone number. 1-800-222-5222. LA Mayor Karen Bass and Dr. Felicia Adams Kellum of LAHSA say homelessness went down in Los Angeles 2 years in a row. Are you buying that? 800-222-KABC. 1-800-222-5222. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on KABC. Let's get back to the phones on Karen Bass saying homelessness went down again. Let's go to Scott in Hollywood. Scott, hello.
Randy, hi. I just tuned in a few moments ago, so pardon me if I'm being redundant. The problem with the homeless count is it is so unreliable. First of all, we don't know who the volunteers are. Everyone's going to be coming in to volunteer. Many of them are going to be wanting to increase the number. Some are going to be wanting to quell the number. The problem is that they're not allowed to go into the tents. They're not allowed to knock on the doors of the motor homes. It's done over 3 nights in the cold, and you can only count heads that you can see. Now, on a night like that, people are going to be wanting to use shelter, like the metro or under a bridge out of sight. That's the problem with this, is that if you notice all these years, whenever they announce the homeless count, they never tell us what the margin of error is, right? I mean, there has to be a margin of error, but they don't mention it, and the news doesn't even ask about that.
No, you're
That's what I
totally
wanted to
right
say.
about that. And Scott, I have to ask you one question, my friend.
Sure.
Has Karen Bass taken a pay cut yet?
Nope. It's funny because Zach Seidel was asked, in Sherman Oaks about a month and a half ago, when is the pay cut going to happen? Well, we're waiting for the budget to be finalized. Well, the budget was finalized on June 9th. This is July 14. So it's not been, no one's following up. I mean, Alex Michelson, broadcast the video clip that I made, but I hope he's listening, it needs to be followed up. Otherwise, it's just a headline that sells commercial time, and that's it. That's not news. Headlines are not news. The substance of it is news, but there's no follow-through.
Well, we'll keep on
By
it here
anybody in
and
the
make sure
media.
she takes we'll make sure she takes that pay cut here if she ever does. And if she doesn't, then we'll keep talking about it. Thanks so much for this call, Cod. Appreciate it. 800-222-KABC is the phone number. Karen Bass said homelessness went down again. You buying that? More of your calls coming up next. If you're on hold, stay on hold. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on KABC. Before we get back to the phones, how about this? 790 KABC welcomes Swift Nation, the #1 unofficial live band, Taylor Sing-Along, with special guest Bad Guy Billy. It's all happening at the Pacific Amphitheater at the OC Fair on August 16th. It's part of the Toyota Summer Concert Series. Tickets on sale now at packamp.com, but right now, caller number 9 at 1-888-795-222 gets a pair of tickets to the show. All concert tickets include admission to the OC Fair. Tickets furnished by the Pacific Amphitheater. Good luck dialing. Let's go to Brent in Los Angeles. Brent, hello.
Hi, Randy. I'm so glad you are exposing the leftist Luciferian devastation of Los Angeles' CCP cartel crime queen, Karen the bigoted barbarian Bass. I thought it was just me who thought creepy Karen was a bald-faced, lying, embezzling, murdering organized crime chief. Tom Homan, please send her to Guantanamo now.
Brent, that was a beautiful use of alliteration, my friend. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for the call. Let's go to Dale in Long Beach. Dale, hello.
Hello, Randy. If all the homeless people left Los Angeles, I wonder where they went. So I looked it up. In Monterey, San Benito, Kern County, and Costa Costa counties increased by 38, 37, and 20%. In San Joaquin County, the homeless population more than doubled between 2022 and 2024. So maybe we know where they went.
Well, the thing is, the number in those counties is so minuscule that going up 38% is like going from 100 people to 140 people. That doesn't account for they're saying 2,500 people are not homeless anymore in Los Angeles. And I think that's just the OD number right there.
I was wondering about the death number myself and the drug overdoses. That's probably at least about 500.
Oh, well, they say Karen Bass's own numbers say it's 7 a day. When she got in office, it was 5 a day. But if it's 7 a day, that's 2,500 a year.
Wow, there's the numbers that are missing.
Exactly. There's the reduction in homelessness. Thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. If you'd like to email us, you could do so at randykabc@gmail.com. John in Burbank writes in, my eyes tell me the truth, and homelessness hasn't decreased. Hi, Randy. I commute to and from Burbank to Sylmar, and the number of homeless RVs hasn't changed one bit. There are RV cities between Glen Oaks and the 5. Keep up the good work, Randy. Much appreciated. And that is apparently something they're not even counting. They're not counting the RVs, which is a huge number. Ed writes in at randykabc@gmail.com. I have to believe Karen Bass. She recently had a news conference and told us there were not riots in Los Angeles, and I believed her about that. So I do have some swampland for sale in Nevada if you're interested. Well, we will get to the bottom of Karen Bass and
Dr.
Felicia Adams Kellum, who Karen Bass who applauded, told everyone to stand up and clap. This is somebody who is resigning her $430,000 a year position after LA County defunded LAHSA, in part because there's been a lot of complaints about LAHSA, including, the fact that Felicia Adams Kellum wrote a check from LAHSA to her husband's nonprofit, the fact that a whistleblower complaint that was settled for $800,000 alleged that Karen Bass's Inside Safe program wasn't doing so well. So Felicia Adams Kellum fudged the numbers. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on KBC.